Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Governor Ralph Torres addresses the coronavirus and its effect on tourism in the CNMI. Also tonight, the officials on the front line of entry to the CNMI speak about their preventative measures. And President Trump's proclamation has been implemented at the port of SAIPAN. We have the details. In sports, the OLEAI Sports Complex is getting a quick makeover. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
What is Whole Home Wi-Fi? Whole Home Wi-Fi spreads Wi-Fi across your entire home. Pods plug straight into the wall. No messy cables. They spread the internet from your modem to every corner of your home at full speed. Whole Home Wi-Fi doesn't just make your Wi-Fi faster. It intelligently adapts to your environment and manages your Wi-Fi 24/7 based on insight like the number and types of devices connected to your home. Whole Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Learn more at docomopacific.com.
Half a day, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, February 5th, 2020. The Chamber of Commerce held a general membership meeting this morning at the Kanoa Resort, and guest speakers addressed the coronavirus and the CNMI. Take a listen.
As of today, there are no suspected or confirmed cases of coronavirus in CNMI.
The coronavirus, first identified in Wuhan, China, is continuing to spread. And with a stop to all flights between the CNMI and China, the Commonwealth is losing a large percentage of tourists and money.
With the number of Chinese tourists we're expecting to lose at the end of the fiscal year, you're looking at about 100 to 150,000. And that's just one market. Our concern is the ripple effect that comes with it. We've seen some passengers has pulled out and canceled their flight from Korea and some other parts, and that's our concern, is that as we address the coronavirus here on island and of course globally, we are affected here because there are a number of tourists, percentage of tourists coming to our islands here.
Governor Torres states from that, we are projected to lose $40 million in revenue by the end of the fiscal year, and says there are two factors that come into play.
One is, of course, the China government has issued their concern and they're suspending flights. At this point, I know that for what I've seen, it's 30 days. But just to be on the safe side, we're projecting at least 60 to 90 days. Again, that would be the waiting period for us to say, okay, is it safe for our tourists to come back? And the second is our community. How safe do we feel to open that suspension of flights? What is the tourists altogether globally? What is their comfort of leaving home to say, okay, now it's safe to go. Now it's okay to travel with my kids, and moving forward with that plan.
The marketing director to the Marianas Visitors Authority, Thomas Kim, states the impact of Chinese tourists on the CNMI per year.
Saipan alone averages 165,000 Chinese visitors. Compared to Hawaii and Guam, we're a lot higher for Guam, which is at 11,000, and Hawaii at 65,000. So yes, the CNMI does receive a lot of Chinese tourists, and the China market is our second largest market after the Korea market.
Thomas states we will be losing roughly 3,100 weekly air seats from China due to the suspension of flights.
We were projected before the coronavirus outbreak to have a total of 549,956 visitors for fiscal year 2020. But now with the projection ongoing coronavirus outbreak, we are expecting 503,304 visitor arrivals, considering 2-month suspension of China flights, 456,410 visitor arrivals, considering 6 months suspension of China flights, and 433,043 visitor arrivals, considering 8 months suspension of China flights.
As a result, Governor Ralph Torres states the CNMI will be seeing austerity measures taken once again.
I did meet with the House of Representatives today and the Senate this morning. We did address basically all the concerns that we have looking into the fiscal year and next year. So the austerity, there will be an austerity. That letter will be coming out on Friday. With the regulation with OPM, we do need to give our staff 30 days notice. So we are looking at every angle. There's going to be a reduction across the board. So we were open about what the revenue will be that we're projecting. Again, if this is what we're projecting based on the information that we have of the reduction of tourism.
Governor says the reduction will either be 8 hours or 16 hours and states a final decision will be released Friday. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. Because of the outbreak of the coronavirus, many precautions have been arranged for the outgoing and incoming passengers. But what about the folks who are in the front line of the preventative measure? Sally Lemus speaks with our local customs officers who interacts with these travelers on a daily basis.
The best way to detect and prevent cases of the coronavirus starts at the airport. Passenger screenings have been implemented, but all types of preventative measures are still being enforced. Customs Officer Kelvin Sablon shares with KSPN how their officers stay protected.
Us as officers, while we're talking to the passengers, we are wearing our face mask. We have gloves with us at all times. So if anything there is, we can handle it. And we also have personnel from CHC that's always with us at all times. So if there is someone with the coronavirus, we can have that person from CAC to come and check it out at the spot.
Sablon says officers are required to wear the face mask and gloves at all times during interactions with any incoming passengers.
But if there's no flight stuff, sometimes we do wear the mask, sometimes we not wear the mask. Even if we're sick, we wear the mask, so just to be precautious. But if there's nothing flights, we are inside our office, and we're also clearing cargo coming from Asia, from US and stuff. So we are taking precaution with our gloves and masks with it too also.
Sablon states there have been no suspicious cases yet of individuals who may be carrying the virus. Custom officers, along with CHC personnel, have been briefed on how to identify any possible threats.
We look at their passports, because in their passport, they have the stamp of immigration of where they've been, where they came from. So if we see a stamp come from China within the 14 days, we also notify CAC about it, so CAC can take a look at it, take a look at the passenger if they are feeling sick.
CHCC personnel are required to stay on ground during flight arrivals in order to properly screen incoming travelers. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Sally Lemus.
The Port of Saipan has implemented President Trump's proclamation to not allow entry into the CNMI if the vessel, its passengers, or crew members have been to China within the last 14 days. Similar to the Saipan International Airport, passenger vessels that have been to China in the last 14 days will be denied entry, excluding Hong Kong and Macau, according to the Commonwealth Ports Authority. But if all the passengers aboard the vessel exceed the 14-day limit and are virus-free, the vessel may enter the CNMI. CPA also states, though, that vessels that are not carrying passengers and have been to China in the last 14 days may still enter the CNMI if no crew members are sick. but crew members must remain on board except to perform activities related to cargo and operations. An island-wide power outage occurred early this morning. Our Silene Lemus has details on what happened.
In the early hours of today, an incident happened at the CUC power plant, causing an island-wide power outage. KSPN sits down with Gary Komatsu, Executive Director of CUC, to learn more.
Or this morning, at approximately 1:25 a.m., the CUC Power Plant 1 in Lower Base experienced a problem on one of the large units, which is engine number 7. The oil mist detector had triggered and alarmed, and what that does basically just senses any different type of material that's not normally there, some liquids inside the crankcase, and then to protect the unit, the alarm triggers, and in this case, it automatically shut down.
The incident report states the load of engine number 7 was transferred to another unit, which also had frequency issues, causing the entire power plant to trip, resulting in the power outage.
Unfortunately, no one was hurt, and we're always very happy of that, and that's always our first concern. But nobody was hurt. A lot of the standby personnel acted promptly, along with the power generation manager. Had gone down and assessed the program as protocol has it. Once they cleared another unit, they turned on other units that were off because of the low demand at that time of the morning, and started coordination with the field linemen, and initiated and commenced the restoration of the feeders across the island.
Komatsu states the hospital's feeder was the first to go back up. CUC then moved on to other areas on island, with feeder 7 being the last one restored.
We were fully restored by approximately 5:53 a.m. this morning. The incident is still under investigation, although it is my understanding that the engine number 7 did not experience any damages. It's fine, but the transfer over to another unit and had a frequency issue. I think that is being reviewed by the experts at the power plant, and I would imagine that adjustments will be made to prevent from reoccurring.
There were no water and wastewater service interruptions during the power outage. However, due to low water tank levels, customers in the areas of Lower Dandan, Coblerville, Aslito, Asperdido, Airport Road, San Antonio, Chalancanoa, Susupi, and OLEAI are highly advised to conserve water for the next 24 hours to prevent water wells from running dry. This is Silene Lemus for KSPN News.
After the break, it's romance in the Marianas, a Valentine's masquerade ball coming your way. We tell you why you should grab your loved one and a mask. Stay tuned.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
Things happen when we least expect it. So why wait? Buy insurance today. Visit Pacific Insurance Underwriters in Susupe.
Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Watch the Visitors Channel online, on time, anytime at SAIPANTV.com. Where to go, what to see, what to do. Restaurants, spas, activities, and culture. It's all in one place in high definition on your mobile device. SAIPAN2.com. Check it out.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, and whether you are in a relationship, by yourself, or with a group of friends, the Empty Vessel Ministry is putting on a special night for you. Time to dress up, make up, and show up. It's Romance in the Marianas, a Valentine's masquerade ball put on by Empty Vessel Ministry.
Romance in the Marianas is a Valentine's fundraising dinner. We have food, we have prizes, we have dancing, comedy show. We're going to talk about love.
Empty Vessel Ministry is a nonprofit organization brought to Saipan 14 years ago that provides food, clothing, accessories, and faith to those in the community.
We established Empty Vessel in Seattle, as the president has said, with my husband, Dr. Joel Smith, to provide aid to the community of Seattle, Saipan, and Kenya. And since for those 14 years, we've done a lot to the community to help people who are in need.
With one mission, providing for those in need.
The ministry has a thrift store, which we lovingly call the garage, and people can go there 6 days a week and purchase clothing, very affordable clothing, shoes, and they can also request food if they're hungry or if they know somebody who's really out of groceries. We were giving away rice and canned goods, and really what we give away depends on what the community donates. So similar to an organization like the Salvation Army, EVMF is there to feed and clothe those who are in need.
Romance in the Marianas will be held at Saipan World Resort, Royal Taga Hall on Valentine's night, and is an event for you and that special someone to romance the night away, or a group of friends to have a night out and dance.
Right, and you don't need to be a couple to come. You can just come as yourself and hang out with everybody. In fact, we encourage groups of friends to come. We have tables of 9.
But what makes this event so special is that all proceeds will go directly to Empty Vessel Ministry, allowing the nonprofit to continue providing goods and services for the community.
And all the proceeds of the event will go toward covering EVMF's operational costs. Traditionally, EVMF has sponsored the Marianas Next Top Chef competition. And it's been a couple of years since our last event, due mostly to Super Typhoon U2. And so the ministry has been kind of running low on funds, and we wanted to have a big fundraiser to keep us operational at least through the end of the year until we can coordinate the Next Top Chef event together with HandMe and our other partners.
The event runs from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and is $100 per couple and $50 for one person.
Tickets are available at World Resort and Empty Vessel, and we sincerely appreciate the support from everyone.
And Empty Vessel Ministry is always searching for any kind of help.
Also looking for volunteers to help with their activities at the office, and we're also asking for sponsors and donations. So
if you are interested in helping this nonprofit organization, follow their Facebook page at Empty Vessel Ministry Foundation or call their office at 670-483-0162. This is Ashley McDowell reporting for KSPN2.
Thank you, Ashley. Coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, it's still early, but already we're eyeing some surprises this new season.
Hafa Day! Did you know that federal funds, grants, and support to the CNMI community are based on our total population and information broken down by sex, age, race, and other factors?
Each year, the CNMI receives millions of dollars in public funding for important community services like schools, police, fire, healthcare, roads, and much, much more.
However, if there is an undercount in the CNMI, we may not get our full share of these resources.
People in the community use Census Bureau data in all kinds of ways.
Residents use it to support community initiatives that involve legislation, quality of life, and consumer advocacy.
Businesses use the data to decide where to build hotels, offices, and stores, and in turn, this creates jobs.
Our government officials use the data to ensure public safety, plan new schools, housings, and hospitals.
Your participation is truly important for strengthening communities and families in the CNMI, and it only takes a few minutes.
The 2020 census staff will be visiting your home to gather information on your household. I encourage your family and friends to participate and answer all questions to ensure accurate data.
The questions they will never ask for is your citizenship status, bank account, and your social security card number or donations and money.
If anyone claiming to be a census employee asks you any of these, please contact the CNMI Census Office immediately.
Your information is safe and private. In fact, federal law prohibits anyone at the Census Bureau from sharing personal census information. Any violators will be subjected to severe fines and jail time.
Count everyone once,
only once,
and in the right place.
Be blessed and be counted CNMI. Si Diyos mas.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, the winds of change are blowing across the local sports scene, bringing in the freshness of a new year with renewed hopes. Last week, remember, we saw movement on the rehabilitation of the Marpy Pool after it had been closed for 16 months. And this week, another overdue change that's for the better. Welcome to the new and improved Northern Mariana Sports Association office. This week, the entrance to the added gym and that conference room were finally renovated 4 years after typhoon damage. Well, less than a month into the position, new Namasa President Jerry Tan already making a difference. The OLEAI Sports Complex Coordinator Tony Regolafoy overjoyed with this long overdue renovation. Tony, in one week here, what's going on here this week?
Major improvement.
This is Major League now.
I know we haven't had this kind of renovation for a while because we don't have money. But with the new Namasa board and the president, we really appreciate what he's doing.
In other OLEAI Sports Complex news, Tenge Field is ready for the return of Little League Baseball as soon as the end of this month. The field was built for softball. However, Saipan Little League's been using this due to a lack of alternatives. Last year, the league played at Capitol Hill. That's another softball field. However, that's not level, and the infield, not the best for baseball. Next door, over at Palacios Field, today, visiting Korean entertainers taking the field. They've come to use this field for recreation against local teams and other Korean residents for the last few years. The field is expected to host the return of the junior and senior baseball leagues, which were canceled last year due to U2. Well, week 3 of the boys' high school basketball league, Mount Carmel Knights looking fine so far. Who knew about the Cagman High School JVs? Mount Carmel students show up to cheer for their boys' basketball team, who were impressive in their opener by beating Cagman High School. Yesterday afternoon, they were taking on MHS3. A steal leads to a Steve King basket. King, Matthew Richardson, Keone Dela Cruz all played together on the Rollers youth team, so it's a cohesive group, and it shows. Raven Francisco throws up a clanker. Long rebound goes to the Dolphins' Carl Nartea, and he scores on an inside job. Merrick Tovis with the block. MHS3 controlled it, but look at the Knights pack it in the middle. The result, a turnover. Knights dominated. They won by 18 points to improve to 2-0. MHS3 drops to 0-3. Agape Christian School in their new red and black unis trying to stop the Cagman High JV, something no other team has done so far. 1-2-3 misses before Vincent Satur gets a rebound bucket. Silas Hugh bulls his way in for 2. J.R. Palmas, the wildest shot of the decade. John Pangalainen. Oh, though he's a lucky guy. Eason Tang to Taichikas Zhu. That's a mismatch inside. David Zhang, the air ball. Bobby Bao, last year's MVP. Right place, right time, right person. Eason streaks in for 2 for the Torch Bears. Game turns into kickball, loose ball, and that results in a Dylan Cruz layup for the JVs. They edged ACS yesterday by 1 point. So, Cagman JVs, the surprise team of the league so far, 3-0. Agape suffers their first loss.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Get your game and gear at Gold's Gym Saipan. Group exercise is a great way to get fit and then stay fit. For something high tempo, go for a ride with one of our instructors in our new spin room. Let's roll. Pilates improves flexibility, builds strength, and develops control and endurance in the whole human body. It also improves coordination and balance. And the Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplement. See you at Gold's Gym.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up. Our high temperature today was 87, the low 79, humidity 67% tomorrow. Partly cloudy, isolated showers, east wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, high 87, low 77. Seas 6 to 8 feet, sunrise 6:45, low tide 11:32. High tide, when a lot of you get off at work, 4:30. Sunset 17 past 6.
So what is usually the latest of sunsets, and what time of the year would you say it is?
6:40, it's 6:51.
6:51.
Yeah.
And when do we usually get that?
Oh, that'll be on
Summertime?
June 21st.
June 21st. All right, I'm looking forward to it. A little
Well,
bit more
you got a
sun.
long way to look forward to it.
It's a long way, but I'm looking forward to the sun.
You know
still
what I'm
being up.
looking forward to is getting this coronavirus off of everybody's mind, off the news. This thing is just dominating life.
It really is.
And this thing on the economy is just so scary. It's the elephant in the room. It's something you cannot ignore.
Taking a big cut in our economy. So hopefully they find a
hopefully they
cure
find
for it.
because SARS was had a major impact, and eventually that went away and then became less of a problem, not a problem. And so I'd just like to know when or how long it's going to take to remove this issue as a problem.
Well, we're just playing the waiting game.
You don't know.
I don't know, so I guess we'll
Nobody
wait and
knows.
see. But we're not going to wait in here anymore, so let's get out of
We're
here.
gone.
Have a great rest of your night. Tune in tomorrow night at 6.
Good night.